Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Live from Redfearn's Bar on a stunning Thursday evening. Before we move on to tonight's guest, our 16th in this series of interviews, a gentle reminder that these interviews have been brought to you by Barnsley FC Supporters Trust. They're put together by volunteers, and the sole aim is to bring any form of joy we can to people during what are very testing times as we battle through this global pandemic. Please hit subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, more so than ever today, because we're stuck on 799 subscribers and it's been annoying me since yesterday. Also, make sure you watch to the end, as we've got a couple of very special announcements that we'll bring to you, so stay tuned. I feel like we say this every interview, but this one is really special. Tonight, we're lucky to be coming to you via Belgium as we speak to the first ever Brazilian to sign a permanent contract with Barnsley Football Club. He played over 70 games for Barnsley between 07 and 09, and he was part of the Simon Davey Foreign Legion that not only became an established championship side, but they conquered Liverpool at Anfield, Chelsea at Oakwell, and they came within an Eau de Jaillet one-on-one at Wembley of being in an FA Cup final. Many thanks to Anderson De Silva for putting us in contact with him, and hello if he's watching. But good evening to Denis Souza.
Good evening.
How are you? And are you coming to us from Belgium?
Yeah, I'm very good. Thank you. I am living in Belgium now, and I don't speak English for a long time, and I will try to give my best.
Oh no, we really appreciate it.
All the questions, and everything's fine. I mean, I'm feel good. It's a great to remember the great time that I have been in England, and the great time that I passed in Barnsley, and they still these memories is still there is still in my mind for sure.
And are you still involved in football in Belgium, or has your life taken a different path?
When I was my last club in 2016. I come back to Belgium. I make my courses to be a coach UEFA B, and I also training the kids in here in Belgium and one team. And after that, with some situations that I have in my life, I have been back to Brazil, and I have been there. I have one courses to be a personal coach, and one gym there. And after 8 months, I come back to Belgium again. And now I'm going to stay here because I have some contact with some players in here, some project to bring some players to the club, to prepare the player to bring to the club. And but after the coronavirus, now the situation is not so easy. Belgian country is not come back again. It's gonna be back the all things, bars, restaurants. The life is gonna be back after 8 June.
And the Premier League today, they announced that we would start behind closed doors. How do you think you would have found it as a player playing with no fans in the stadium?
It's very difficult to play without supporters because. For the player, it's very important. It's important to see the strong crowds in the stadium, that the supporters push the team together with motivation, passion still, and it's without the supporters, I don't think it's gonna be longer. Just this short period, because the world passed a very difficult situation. About the coronavirus, and step by step, I think the football, the supporters is gonna be back to the field again.
Yeah, and look, we're going to go right back to the start of your career in Brazil when you were a Matsubara player. Did I say that right?
Yes, Matsubara. Yes,
Matsubara. How did the move to Holland and Roda JC happen when you were just 20?
Yeah, when I was I played my last year professional when I was 19, and I was playing Matsubara, and in this period it was a big club in Brazil that make a lot of transfer, that they sell the players around the world, even in Japan and in Europe. And the president see my performance during the season. And in the end of the season, he bring me to Holland, and I was signing there a 5 years contract. I was they received me very good in Holland. I don't get any kind of problem of missing my family, or I have a very good adaptation. Holland is also a very good country to start to play, and was a great opportunity for me. It was my dream because I passed every category for the football to be professional, and it was my dream, and my dream is coming true, and now I'm here where I am in Belgium, not in Brazil.
Yeah, and you played for a lot of different Belgian teams, and then in 2007 when you were at Charleroi, you came to Barnsley. How did the Barnsley transfer happen?
When I was already in Charleroi, Barnsley called me to see my official games here in Barnsley in Belgium, and at that then the beginning of the season, from my second year contract in Charleroi, I have been to Barnsley because in this moment Barnsley was looking for a central defender, and I will be there for 2 weeks, and I will sign a contract, and I will be very happy with everything. Was great chance for me to play also in the Champions League. It was big challenge for me to play to the championship, and then I was accept to this offer, and I will be in England, and I have the great one of the great moments in my life.
And you can be honest here. Did you know Barnsley before we spoke to you? Had you ever heard of us?
To be honest, I never heard, and I start to learn about Barnsley Football Club when I was arriving in Barnsley. It was a very great club, great supporters. The supporters push us every single game, and it was a great atmosphere. It was completely different that I have seen before. Before I came to England, before I came to Europe, the reference of the football, it's in England, because England creates the football and England brings the football to Brazil. And before I came to England, it was my reference to have a chance to arrive in England and have this opportunity to play. It was grateful for me.
And how did you cope with the Barnsley accent when you first moved here?
When I come to Barnsley, I see the play. I start to talk with the players, the coach, and I see that some of the players have accents, English accents, different. But I receive very good welcome from every player from Barnsley, and this is not gonna be. We change a lot of experiences together also, and it was a little bit funny because I just before I hear just one English on the telly, and when I arrive in Barnsley, I hear so many different English accents of English.
Yeah, and how different was the quality on the training pitch playing for Barnsley versus what you were used to when you played in Belgium?
Between Belgium to England, the football is completely different, because in England we play more games during the season, and in Belgium we play less games. In Belgium we have less trainings than in England, and that means the level is not the same. The physical level in England it's much more higher than in Belgium. And I think most of the clubs and managers know that. And I have just one thing. I have just one answer in my mind. I have to adapt. Whatever I am playing, I have to play. I have to give my best. I have to be concentration, and I have to adapt, because in the football, when you get the chance from one club, you don't have time. The club, they don't give the time. Oh, you okay? You have to adapt after 2-3 weeks. We see if you can play. Go inside. We don't have time to adapt. You have to adapt quickly.
And when you signed for Barnsley, Simon Davey signed you, and he was building a championship team. It was often referred to by the newspapers as Simon Davey's Foreign Legion, as I mentioned. Did it help you that there was so many different nationalities in the squad?
No, I already play when I was starting to play football. I already play with so many different players from different areas in different countries, and in this moment I think this was the power from the team, because every player from Barnsley, the foreign players from Barnsley, everyone bring our experience to discussion, to change the experience. I changed my experience before I come to Barnsley to the players from England. The English players give me also good experience from the English football, and this is what we get strong at that moment. And we also will be very solid at all the time.
As I mentioned, we spoke with Anderson de Silva, who told us you were very close friends. He also told us you were excellent in a one-on-one situation, and you wore the colours of the club proudly, leaving everything on the pitch. Did it help Anderson joining the club, helping you settle?
Yes, he was very welcome. It was a surprise for everyone that he's coming in the middle of the season, and he integrate of the team very quickly, very fast, and everybody was happy with his performance, and they also. It was the first year that I have been in Barnsley. I see that we dedicate our life for the team. We stay 6 days per week together, all the time. I think we have just one day to go to the shopping center, spend half an hour, and come back home, because we have to concentrate from the next game, from the next training. And I will see this. I was feeling that during the week, that every single player was that they know what they want.
And did you also become good friends with Hugo Colaci, Diego Leon, Miguel Mosto? Were they all your good friends as well?
Yes, I still have contact with the players that I am playing from Barnsley. We have contact by Instagram, by Facebook, and I see a lot of pictures of them. I motivate them. They are involved in the football. Sometimes we change the conversation, and I think the relation is gonna be still for long time, for sure.
And with so many nationalities, did it ever get to the point where it was little groups of players in the Barnsley squad, or was everybody together?
When we arrive, we are trying to understand each other. When we have so many different players in one team, we have to adapt. We have to feel each other at the training session. The gaffer, the coach, the staff give always good training. We have a lot of conversations. We have a lot of meetings. Most of the games we watching the video. We prepare the game one day before. We watching video against the team that we play with. We talking a lot in the pitch, and I think this kind of work that the Barnsley make with the players, they will make a fantastic job, because when the foreign players arrive at Barnsley, he was already prepared like professional to receive this player from foreign and give this player the best way to live and focus on only on the football.
And when you were a Barnsley player, it was very eventful. You know, nothing was more eventful than when we went on an amazing FA Cup run that took us to the semi-final. If we take it step by step, what can you remember about preparing to play Liverpool at Anfield?
Liverpool, yes, the Liverpool game. When we are being to Liverpool one day before the game, we arrive. We arrive to the hotel. After this, we have a dinner. After dinner, we have the theory of the game. The staff want to talk with us about the game, who is gonna play tomorrow, which position we have to be, and after that we have been to the hallway in the hotel in Liverpool, and then we start to play. Some of the players start to play cricket in the hallway, yes, before Liverpool. And then when I was looking at that, they give me good things and good positive things. It means before one game, we don't care with who we're gonna play with. We have to prepare ourselves first of all. We have to take care of our body, have a good food, sleeping, and that's why I feel that we don't care who we're gonna play next day. Of course, we respect a lot Liverpool. We know the quality of Liverpool, but they have to think that we also have quality. And then we are in this period we are in the high level in the championship. We play every week two games, and I feel good to see that in the hotel. And I never forget this moment that the players are laughing, play games, joking, play cricket in one hotel.
It's brilliant. And can you remember what it was like walking out at Anfield before kickoff and 40,000 fans, 6,000 Barnsley fans? Can you remember the feeling?
Yes, I think I think most of the players, it's very great atmosphere when I'm going, when the players or even me when I'm going inside of the pitch. It's we have our mind. We thinking a lot of things in the same time, because we study already the Liverpool team. We know even the movement that the player going to make in the field. We know that, and the feelings is great because the supporters from Liverpool start to single. We see the supporters from Liverpool, and I'm just feel that it was one of the great day in my life, and we feel that for sure.
And can you remember your reaction when Brian Howard scores with 2-3 minutes to go?
Yes, Brian make a very good goal, and I was looking at Luke Steele at Foster, and we start to hang, to jumping, to celebrate, and it was great time, and I have a lot of good memories. It was great shot, and for me, from the beginning of the game till the end, we know what we want. I think I was sure that we going out of this game with something.
And can you remember what you and Stephen Foster said to each other just to get through the last 2 minutes and make sure Liverpool didn't score?
Yeah, with the Foster. With the Foster, I talk a lot of times with Foster. Foster is gonna be one defender that we should talk in 90 minutes together, and we always talking to the lines of the defender lines, be up much as possible. One going to the front, another cover. Talk to Steele all the time. It's very important, the goalkeeper. And the keep in shape, keep strong. Whatever happens, stick together. We're talking always positive things, because also this is the job that the staff bring to us, because the staff also make a great job during the season. Communication. We have the one staff, the coach of goalkeeper. The communication in the field was very, very important, and we dedicate, we're working on it.
And we had Chelsea next, and that was a lot more calm than the Liverpool game. You know, but how hard was it to stay concentrated against Chelsea for the whole 90 minutes?
The Chelsea game, I think it's about the Liverpool game was Liverpool and Chelsea was completely different. Against Chelsea, we try to keep the results, and I think it's one of the most difficult attitude for one team is keep the result. It's very hard, because if you lost your concentration in 10 seconds, we can take one goal. Especially my position, because we are defender and we have to be concentrate all the time. And I think we make a great job, because our four in the back, we are talking all the game, and the intensity of the game was very, very high. You have to be 100% fit, and we are in that time. We have the same games like a Chelsea, the same numbers of the game.
And do you remember being in defence on the halfway line? Martin Davey crosses the ball. Coyote jumps up to beat the goalkeeper. Did you know it was going to be a goal from where you were stood on the pitch?
When I see the cross from Davey, when I did goalkeeper from Chelsea is going up to box the ball, and he's falling, I see Coyote is gonna make the goal, because all the time Coyote, when he was going to the jump with the goalkeeper, he was always have a strong ball in the air, and I just, when the goalkeeper is falling, I just see the ball inside of the goal, and the only things I have in my mind, it's running fast straight away to be involved with other players. This was my first thinking at that moment.
And obviously we won the game. And how did you and the players celebrate afterwards?
I think most of we are in that period. Some of the players live in Sheffield. Some of the players live in Leeds. Some of the players live in away from Sheffield. At that moment, we don't. After the game, I think everybody going to her family home and enjoying, celebrate the night. I have been to Sheffield with my family. I have friends that's coming also from Belgium to see the game. And we have been to one restaurant in Sheffield. After I have been home, because next day we have a training, we have games, and we have a short time to celebrate, but it was good.
Yeah. Anderson De Silva told us one of the best parts of the Anfield win was he had his 1-month-old son and the wife in the crowd. Did the news of Liverpool, Chelsea, did that make its way back to Brazil, to Belgium, to your friends and family?
If I tell them about the games,
or did they see it on TV in those countries?
Yes. Before the important games for us is coming at Barnsley, I talked to a lot of people in Belgium, in Brazil, a lot of people watching the game, and also friends of my football players. And I tell all of them, and all of them, they know about the games that we had at Barnsley.
And you mentioned earlier that a big ambition was to play in England, the home of football. Wembley is such an iconic stadium around the world. How did it feel to play there for Barnsley in the FA Cup?
Yeah, but the stadium, Wembley, it's a great stadium. And I think most of the players who plays at England, even the other the Championship, the first league and the second league, want to be at Wembley Stadium, want to be at the semi-final, want to promote it, the team, to the another level of the Super League. And for me, I was very happy. I was a grateful moment in my life. We just feel that we are, when we go inside of the game, most of the players, even me, I think I'm the best player. We have to think that we're the best player to have the challenge that we want, fighting against another team. And it's a good feelings to see the crowd full, the supporters coming from Barnsley to London to watch at you, to support you. It's grateful. It's a very good sensation to be at that field and play this game.
And can you remember the game and the ups and downs? You know, Coyote nearly scored to get the equalizer.
Yes, I remember all the situation. We had a very good game. Yes, we have the chance to score. Also, they have a chance to score also against us. And I think the score, the results, I think we give our best. I'm very happy to be involved at that game, to beat that semi-final. And mistakes, it's happening in our life. When we are professional, we have to learn about mistakes. And the team that make less mistakes win the game. And I think we make a very good season. We go into the semi-final, and for sure it's gonna be these memories forever in our mind, our professional players, and also for the supporters.
Absolutely. And look, Simon Davey was the manager. He signed you. He brought you to Barnsley from Belgium. Did you two have a good relationship?
Yes, I have a good relationship with Simon. I understand what he wants for me at the field, what he has expected for me at the field, and we have a great relationship. That's why you have been in the end of the season to Marbella with the staff, all players, and it's a great present from Barnsley football team that we have been to Marbella in the end of the season, and they get us strong together this was a great time. But with Simon David, everything was a great time that he give his best, and we give our best to him and for the club.
There was one game where you had a disagreement or a falling out before Crystal Palace. Can you tell us what happened there?
Yes, against Crystal Palace, I was disagree. I was not accept what he say to me, and he don't accept what I will say to him. And a few minutes after, we are talking together, and then we fix everything, because I was not, I was a very young player. And this time, my emotion was, I want to play. It's the only things I have in my mind. And I was young, and we have some conversation before the game, and after a few minutes, we clear everything, and then the life and the competition is continue. Nothing happened.
Nothing. and so that wasn't one of the reasons that you had to leave Barnsley in the summer?
No, this was not the reason. In the end of the season, before the season stopped, the club have to make his team from the next season. He have to sign the players who is gonna stay for the next season. And in this period, we make a very good season. All the lads, all the players, and I received one offer that I can refuse, and I was thinking that was this is the good challenge for me, new country, new football, but I will be even if I'm leaving. When I was leaving Barnsley in the end of the season, I was leaving Barnsley with the door open. I will be professional till the end of my last day in Barnsley. I will be very, very professional, and they will know that. And for sure, why not one day come back to Barnsley, see the game?
Yeah, we'd love to have you. The country that you mentioned was Qatar. I mean, how different was that to anything you've experienced before?
The different in Qatar is the most of the different things in Qatar is the weather, because most of the clubs there, they have 3 professional players that's coming from Europe. Only 3. The federation accepted every club, and great football. They would like to play football, most of the clubs. The weather is difficult. Most of the times, last 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes in the end of the game, the players going out because they have the cramp, the legs. We lost a lot of liquids. We have to change. The players who are going to Qatar have to change the food. It's not. It's a different world. I can only say that.
And what advice would you give to supporters or to the players if they get there for the World Cup?
To go to the World Cup, the professional player, have to represent his country. It's a big responsibility for one professional player going to World Cup. You have to represent good his country. He have to take care about the mistakes. What I will do, what I'm gonna say. I have one no fight. Have to prepare because I spoke with the player who going to the World Cup is the best players in the world. You have to feel that I am here. I will defend my country, and I'm the best player of the world of my country, and I will represent. The player have to be with. I think the player have to be with this way, and
what is the best way to deal with the temperature in Qatar as a player?
To be honest, it's to adapt with the weather in Qatar. You have to play more than 5 years there.
Oh wow!
It means when one foreign player coming from Europe or around the world going to Qatar, the player will never adapt after few months, after 4 or 5 months, never, because when you are going to play the games, you're going to lost all of your liquid in your body. Then you can maybe have a heart attack.
Yeah,
it's to adapt there. It's not so easy, but it's okay. It's the weather. Only the weather. The difficult challenge is the weather only. The rest, it's a perfect life. It's a very good life in Qatar.
And you must have missed South Yorkshire, because you then come back to Doncaster. Were Barnsley interested then, or was it just Doncaster?
I was at that moment that I'm going back to Doncaster. I was first of all, I was very happy to go back to England, to the football in England to the Championship. I was very happy to have this opportunity, and I was very welcome from the supporters from Doncaster, from the team. I was receive very good treatment there. It's one good club, professional club, good players, good staff, and I have a great period there. And I know maybe I will be also arrive in the middle of the season, and to be involved with another players. It was a great period also for me in my life.
And did you ever come close to coming back to Barnsley?
No, not at that moment. No, I coming to Doncaster in the transfer window, and in the end of the year, most of the clubs looking for one player in a specific position, and at that moment Doncaster was need a defender, and at that moment maybe Barnsley was not need defender. I need another type of player.
And you played in Crete, you played in Greece, you then played in Luxembourg, as you in your later years. Did you always tell your teammates about the FA Cup and Barnsley?
When I came into Crete, I will bring all experience that I take from England, from the players, from the Gaffer, and they will see that. And when I was arriving in Greece, I pass all experience that I have in England. I was trying to pass to the players that I met there. Also, I met players, national players. I met Spanish players, Greek players, and which for sure we changed at that time the experience. For sure, it's always people know when you arrive to one club, they know your past, they know which kind of competition you have been, and it's great. It's a great for me to arrive in Greece with this baggage that I will be to the semi-final. I beat Liverpool, Chelsea. It was great for me to arrive at that in this situation in Crete.
Well, what we're going to do now, we're just going to look back at some of your teammates at Barnsley, and we just want you to tell us how you remember them as teammates at Oakwell. And the first one is Brian Howard.
Brian Howard, he was a good player. He was the captain of the team, and since I arrived in Barnsley, he always showed to us that he's the captain. He have the quality to be the captain. He take care and he look he look at every single player, because what Howard want. He wants that every player going to have his mentality, going to his way, to the same way what he wants. And he was a good captain in the field and also outside of the field. He was a great captain.
What about Rob Kozluk?
Kozluk, he was a funny guy. He made a lot of jokings. One time we arrived at Barnsley, and Ryan Kidd, he looked at the seat of the bus and he see, what is this? This is the telephone from the hotel. Who take this telephone from hotel? Cause he was at that moment he was a very important player, because every new player that arrived at Barnsley, Kozluk, he was very quickly involved with the conversation, with joke, and Kozluk, he was a great man outside of the field and inside of the field also. Great man.
And then do you remember when Adam Hamill joined?
Adam Hamill, I remember he was a very good player in the field. He's very fast. He was a young player at that time, and he will be He was adapted. He would be involved with us, with the team. Fast, and we talk a lot with him. I mean, the player, the group, we talk to each other. We see each other almost every day. Every day we talk about football, how we have to be, which way you have to start, when we have to go back, and the communication was there. Was between us was very, very strong.
And he was a very, very good player, right? Correct.
Very good player. Very good player.
Okay. What about Luke Steele and his memorable debut against Liverpool?
Luke Steele. He was one. I play. Luke Steele. He was the goalkeeper that we in the every game that I play with Luke Steele. I know before the ball is coming. I know which position he want to receive the ball, because at that moment Luke Steele was one. He was good keeper, technical good goalkeeper. Me and Foster, we always bring the ball back to him, and we don't look even back to see where is him, because we have already good relationship. We are talking a lot between during the week to prepare the game, and this communication that we have, they give us a lot of good points in the field.
And then the last one I want to ask about is Anderson da Silva.
Anderson da Silva, he was a very good player. He was the guy that when we have a pressure at the team, he was the guy that, please give me the ball, I will keep for a few minutes, and then the team raise pressure. He was the guy that have this mission, and he make very good.
Okay, and then out of all the players that you played with, the foreign players that came over, who found the English game the toughest? Who found it the hardest?
The hardest. The hardest I think for everyone, even for me. Of course, if I have to compare the championship in England, it's hard, because it's a top 6 in the world. When I have been in England, it was top 6 the championship in the world, the level, and for sure we are. I don't see any player at that moment to complaining about the decision from the referee, the decisions that in the game, that the game is strong. But I think we, during the week, during our training session, we at that moment we already start to prepare our body to be strong at every game, because we learn quickly what's the football in England.
And we had 2 very, very good goalkeepers in Heinz Muller and Luke Steele. If you're the manager, who do you pick as the number 1?
Oh, difficult answer. If I am Gaffer, I will take Luke Steele. Great keeper. I mean, we know one goalkeeper is very important in one team, and especially with the 4 last players that play behind of the team, that they have the goalkeeper transmits the confidence of the players. They talk in the field. He make a very great season with us, and he's a great goalkeeper. I just can say that he make I'm very glad to be involved, to play a lot of games next to him, and for sure the other players have this kind of things about the Steele.
And who is the best centre back you played alongside in your football career?
I think my career, the defender that I play a lot of games together was Foster, because this first season that I have been in Barnsley, I play 32 or 35 games. And I play a lot of with this team Foster, and we change a lot of we talk about we change a lot of experience. When we arrive to training at Barnsley during the week, most of the players stay 1 hour, half an hour in the field to make extra trainings. This is also what this is also get us strong at that moment, because we always want to push ourselves maximum we can. And for me, Foster will be one player that I pass most of the times in the field with him.
And Anderson told us the Christmas parties were the funniest thing about playing for Barnsley. Can you share your funniest memory from being at Oakwell?
My funny memories, yes, I have memories that I have been in the Christmas party in Leeds with the whole team. That every year the teams in England celebrate the Christmas party. And I have been to Leeds, and for the next day we have to use the fancy dress like Superman, and then we beat the town of Leeds, and then after we come back to Barnsley, and we have been to Newcastle also. The funny memories was when we are make a Christmas party around England, and I think this is the moments that we can enjoy one night or together, and this is very important for the team for the next game. And this is a great time for me. It's very good, very important to do it. Christmas party for every clubs in England.
And which superhero were you?
I was Superman.
Okay.
But all the players was fancy dress like Superman.
Like everyone picked the same one.
The same fancy dress.
And the last question: what is your overall memory and feeling from your moments playing for Barnsley?
My memories.
Your overall feeling.
My overall feeling. I feel. When we start for my first year, when I have been in Barnsley, I have I have a lot of good memories, and also that we always, when we are past when we beat the big clubs in England, we start to say that we are living the dream. I have great memories in my mind about the training session. I have great memories that about how we work. How I have good memories how we dedicate our lives at that moment to Barnsley. It was I was impressive how much we dedicate our job to Barnsley, and every single player. I'm happy that when I came to Barnsley during the week, because we see 6 times per week or every player, I was impressive about our dedicate. That everyone want to push another one to the same focus. A lot of meetings, a lot of jokings, and great atmosphere at the bus, hotels, trainings, staff, people who working at Barnsley Football Club. How much the people love the club. This I can feel also. I was feeling that when I was playing, when I was see the supporters. The supporters make a very, very wonderful job. at that moment. They support us. They are confident of us, and they push us. They push the team forward. And also, was the one of the important things. What important happened at that moment at Barnsley was the supporters with us. This is also it's very important for us in the field when we're looking, when we are fighting for some things, and we have the people around you to support you. This is a great feeling.
And overall, you had a very happy time at Barnsley.
Yeah, very happy, very happy. Good memories, good training session, good travelings, and change experience, and great.
We just need to get you to come back to watch a game now, right?
Yes. I would like to come to Barnsley one day for sure.
Well, fingers crossed. Well, look, thank you so much, Denis. Look,
it's a pleasure talking about Barnsley for sure.
And I know you said it at the start, but you're not speaking English every day like you used to. So we really appreciate you giving us 1 hour of your time. And look, thank you from myself. Thank you from every Barnsley fan watching. It was great to look back at that amazing FA Cup run and the 2 years that you played for us. So thank you.
Thank you too. Thank you to recognize that in that period we make a very good history for the club. And I have to say thank you to receive this interview by Barnsley, by you supporters. And I'm really glad about that. And thank you for to recognize that we be at that moment forward for the team.
Well, it's our pleasure. Final words from me. I did promise 2 announcements, so I better stick to my word. We already know that after the weekend, we've got Neil Thompson on the 2nd of June. We have Josh Scowen on the 4th of June. We can now announce that we'll be chatting with Ethan Pinnock on the 9th of June, which we're over the moon about. But then on the 11th of June, we'll have Ashley Ward, our Premier League goal setter, and another Barnsley player who won away at Liverpool once. So excited is an understatement. Denis, thanks once again, and best wishes to you and your family from everyone connected with Barnsley Football Club.
Thank you too.
Stay safe, everyone, and have a good weekend.
You too. Have a good weekend for all of Barnsley.
Thank you. Good night.
Great.
Come on.